This is my 2005 Honda Civic. I've got a knocking noise on the offside front suspension, so we're going to jack it up and have a look, see what's going on. You can definitely feel movement there. See if I can get a close up and show you. Right, I'm going to try and get a good view of the ball joint. There. I can hold the camera, try and show you the movement. See that? You can hear it. Okay, so this is the ball joint I've got from eBay. There it is, wrapped in a plastic bag. I'm going to pop that in another bag and pop it in the freezer. Bagged up. Just nestle it in there. Shift it back so I last don't see it. There we go, car parts in the freezer. So this is the ball joint we're replacing here. To do that, I'm going to have to remove this ABS sensor here. We're going to have to undo the hub from the bottom of the shock mount here. We're going to have to remove the brake caliper altogether, and the drive shaft will have to come out, and then we can get it in the vise and knock that ball joint out. Now I've got one to replace it with. So what I've had to do, I've undone the ABS sensor wire there, moved the bracket completely from the bodywork here. So, and it is now disconnected is the ABS sensor wire. So I'm going to take all the ABS sensor and leave it in situ because it's seized, it will not come out. Caliper removed and supported so there's no stress on the flexi. The drive shaft nuts off, so now all that's left to do is undo these two bolts here, then the hub can slide forward, the shaft will slide back and out, and undo this here, the bottom ball joint nut. Then we can get to this little bugger and get it replaced. So unfortunately I couldn't remove the ABS sensor, so I've just disconnected the wires and removed it with the hub. And there's the knackered ball joint, and we'll be replacing that next. Okay, so my car, this car, what I'm doing this ball joint on is model code EV1. I've already swapped out the front coil springs, front legs as it were, for Civic Type R EP3 ones. So what I've done now is put the EV1 that I took off side by side, just so you can see basically the difference in the thickness of the coils. I hope that comes over. There's quite a big difference, and they are a much stiffer spring, and probably about, I don't know, 20mm lower than the EV1 spring. I've only done the fronts at the moment. I will do a video when it comes to the rears. Right, so I've got the hub clamped in my vise now. As you can see, there's the ball joint in question that we're going to knock out, and there's no easy way to do this. It's just big hammer time. It's a little bit tight, but it has started moving. Give it a spray of the old freeing oil. Give it another go. I'll have to straighten the back plate after. That's not hitting it somewhere. Might have to rethink this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull the rubber boot off now and see if there's a way I can get a socket on direct to it rather than hitting on top of that. So there should be a little wire clip somewhere. Don't want to. Fuck it, cut it off, rip it off. Nasty ball joint. Alright, see if we can get a socket over that now to hit it down. Let's get rid of that rubber. You can do with a smaller one than that. It's just unshrunk. That one and that one, that's going to fit through. Going with that one. Give it a clout, see what happens. Didn't expect that to happen. And we're out. Now we'll give it a little clean up with sandpaper. Make it easier for the new one to go in. No rust in there because they're such a tight fit from factory. The new one won't be such a tight fit and it will have to have a circle. Lovely. That'll do. Go get the new ball joint. So, let's get my ball joint. Where's it gone? My wife left it. There it is. In the depths of the freezer. One ball joint. Let's go get it unwrapped and fitted. So that's the old ball joint that we've just knocked out. Scrap. New ball joint from the freezer. Yeah, that's cold. As you can see, this one comes, as I said, with a circlip. So now we'll go and install it. Just going to give it a quick clean up under there. That'll do. Push the new ball joint in. See if it'll go in with some gentle taps. Not going on so easily, so we'll spin it around, do it the right way up, so we can give it a clout. Or we could just screw it in with the vise. Nah, we'll whack it. That way, I think. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I've got a socket that'll fit over this side, over the boot. Socket that'll fit that side. I'm hoping to get it in the vise and push it in with the vise now. Great. Position it in the vise, I've got my sockets over. Get them aligned. Clamped in nicely. Push it in with the vise. Need a bar on that vise handle. Fast to go. Down to the last mill. Try give it a little shock. Okay. So now I've ended up putting two sockets on top of each other. I came to a stop pushing it in and it was the shank on the pin that was bottoming out on my deep socket. So now let's see if we can go the final couple of mil. Nice and easy. No bar required. Oh, and that's it, it's bottomed out. Fully home. There we go. Sort the bolt out. Cut it out there. So that's the ball joint installed. I would advise anybody doing it actually removes this rubber boot and the clip. The clip was preventing me from getting that circlipping correctly, and I've ended up bending it, so I've removed it and it's now secured with a cable tie. I don't know if you can see that there. So that's where we're at. We've got the ball joint installed. Straighten this plate out a little bit. A bit worse for wear, but I'm just going to see it. No, it's touching. We're all good. So that's the ball joint fitted and ready to put back onto the car. So we're running out of light now, and I hope you can see, but I've got it all ready for fitting, and I'm just going to blather it in copper slip before I start, and then we'll get on with it. Right, hopefully that's sorted the lighting situation out, because we've run out of daylight. So I've got it back installed. I've put copper slip on the bolts and put them back through the bottom of the leg. So they won't tighten up. Bottom ball joints through. There were no grease on the bottom ball joint, but always put it on the threads and where the split pin goes through. I'll put it on every little bolt on the rebuild as well. So you can see there, I've just lined it up a tiny bit past where it was originally, and I'll crimp it over there. So now all that remains is to start it up. Pump the brake pedal a few times, make sure the piston's back fully extended, it will have been pressed back. Lights on, select gear, and no knocking.